I'm a passenger, but...
who saw him running away. Most of them agree on the black overcoat.
Yeah.
I thought he looked pretty athletic. With 89 stairs, he...
What? But what the hell?
thought he looked pretty athletic. With 89 stairs, he can't have been too out of shape.
Consistent picture of the suspect. Tall, athletic man in a dark coat and knit hat.
But there were several outliers. A smart, he needed to resolve the contradiction.
Mrs. Palmer was closest to the gunman, right? She'd have the clearest view. Now, these other witnesses could just be...
Perhaps, but we need to consider.
What did the rest of the Palmer family see?
No one else from the Palmer family was there, sir. The son, Morton, did see a strange man when they left the Grand Cinema. He described him as, stout and a bit disheveled, with glasses, a brimmed hat, and a short blue jacket. Morton says he was watching the Prime Minister, and when Olaf and Lisbeth turned to walk down the Sveavägen, he walked right behind them.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Holmier probably felt like he'd made a breakthrough when he heard about Morton Palmer's statement. Apparently, a man in a short parka had followed the Palmers home. And according to Lisbeth, a man in a short parka shot Olaf.
The stories meshed perfectly. But there were at least a dozen people who insisted the killer wore a knee-length coat. Holmier had to make a choice to consider.
You sound like a really crap actor.
His message to the press was crystal clear.
Of course, we're still in the early stages of our investigation, but I can say with a fair amount of certainty that this assassination was carried out by a man wearing dark-colored trousers, a brimmed hat, and a short blue parka.
That sounded like you just made that up on the spot.
The Swedish public had been waiting all morning for some kind of official word. Holmier's calm demeanor was widely appreciated. His description of the killer was like broadcast on every TV station in the country. It completely overshadowed the original.
There's 41 oak, there's 26 birch,
in hindsight,
and
seems Holmier
there's
too hasty in sorting through the testimony.
wait,
and too
and that
quick to side with the higher profile.
oh my god, and there is half stack of dark oak.
After the press conference ended,
I'm gonna make like a
he
giant
returned to his
house.
office to find some answers. He created a small task force of upper-level police administrators.
We need to start a farm,
more than
actually.
300 detectives under their command.
From the beginning, Holmier made it clear that this would not be a group effort. From now on, detectives couldn't hunt down leads on their own. Every decision needed his go-ahead, or at least the approval of his inner circle.
The press and public applauded Holmier's strongman approach.
Where's the rest of our iron?
His confidence probably felt refreshing in a chaotic time. But the top-down strategy may have been doomed to fail. Because Hans Holmier wasn't a detective.
Time to farm. I've never made a hoe.
Let me take a second to clarify here. Police commissioners in 1980 Sweden were more like politicians than on-the-ground officers.
MOAR tools. I can easily tell that's a PS4 edition thing.
He wasn't completely closed, though. He directed his task force to comb through the tips coming in and make comprehensive lists of anyone near the murder scene the night before.
At some point in the first few days of the investigation, he likely sat down with one of his top deputies. They needed to talk through the killer's possible motive.
So Madden or I could die in a mugging gone wrong. But a prime minister...
I don't want to believe it, but he's flesh and blood just like us. He went out with our bodyguards. Who's to say it wasn't just a tragic coincidence?
I'm saying it. This wasn't just a murder. It was an assassination.
Bobby, guess what I've got us?
O'Meara didn't
What?
make any
An extra fat panda.
but it seems clear that he wrote off any
You
suggestion
got another
that it was a
panda?
random
Yeah.
street crime.
No, make him breed.
For
Breed,
one,
baby
John
boy.
didn't seem
Breed.
interested in money. He didn't try to grab Olaf's wallet or Lisbeth's purse, and never threatened them with a gun before shooting. He seemed to know exactly who they were and exactly what he wanted.
Do you have any seeds on you?
O'Meara could tell it wasn't a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
Was
Can I
politically
have a please?
motivated.
There's a jam table there if you want to use it.
Was responsible.
Moi.
Fucking.
The possibilities seemed almost endless. It could be a Swedish
Let me know when you
right-wing
drop them,
party,
and I'll come
an
grab them.
international terrorist
1,
organization,
2, 3, 4.
I got one. So the little dogs off is
dangerous groups
Right, is that
before.
1, 2,
Maybe
3,
one of them
4.
finally took revenge.
And that
1,
was
2,
after
3,
they
4.
threw out the off-the-wall tips.
1, 2, 3,
Much like
4.
after the Kennedy assassination, everyone and their mother had a conspiracy theory.
The most
Everyone had a
experienced
conspiracy
detective
theory
were
after
probably
Kennedy was
busy
shot.
trying to sort it all out, and Hans Holmér had no investigation.
Hans
experience.
Holmér. That's a bit of a crap
Testimony
name.
and theories were clearly spiraling out of control. There was one thing he could truly rely on: hard evidence.
I already used all my seeds. I already have.
The choice
Jesus
to tape
Christ.
off a small section of the sidewalk continued to haunt the investigation. Any footsteps the gunman might have left had been trampled by